Hi, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and today I'm going to show you some Bed Bath & Beyond dupes. And we're going to start out with these ornaments, which are, I believe it said $52.99 for 6. I have this gift trim, which is just jute from Hobby Lobby. I got it last year, 90% off, and I'm using these beads. So the biggest one is a 1 inch, and then you have 20 millimeter, 14 millimeter, and then 10 millimeter. And I'm going to use this 3-in-1 glue that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just putting it on the end of my jute so that I can thread my beads on a lot quicker. So I'm going smallest to largest and then back to smallest again. And this is very simple. I don't know why they would charge $52.99 for 6 of these. I'll tell you a little bit later how much I paid for these, or how much you can get them for, actually. And I did get most of my beads from Amazon, but the great big bead I actually got on a ring from Hobby Lobby, and it had a bunch of those beads on it for like $2.50. But you can get them off of Amazon. So I put enough jute on it that right here I'm going to leave another like 6.5 inches of jute from the top of the last bead. There it is. About 6.25, something like that. And then I'm just going to fold this over and then tie a knot closest to the last bead. Now, you can get 100 1-inch beads off of Amazon for $9.99, which would be about 10 cents a bead. You can get 20 millimeter, 14 millimeter, 10 millimeter, and all of that in a package of 800 pieces of beads. And it comes with other size beads also. So those would be about, you would use about 48 cents worth of beads on that. So the total for one of these ornaments that you can make yourself would be about $2.11. There, I'm just showing you how I'm tying that knot there so that it creates a loop. And then you can hang your ornaments. I did make 6 of these, just like they had in Bed Bath & Beyond. There they are. And so there mine are, $12.66 for 6 of these. Bed Bath & Beyond wanted $52.99. You can make your own for about $12.66. For this set of ornaments, Bed Bath & Beyond wants $50, $49.99 for 5 ornaments. We're actually going to make 6 of these. And I have this pin that has a broad tip and a fine tip. We're going to use the fine tip. It looks like the color of gingerbread, which was kind of like the ones in Bed Bath & Beyond. And I'm just going to put stitching all around the ornament there. Just going along the outside edges of the tree. And there's the tree itself. Isn't it cute? And then we're going to move on to the stocking. Just going to do the same thing, just putting the stitching all around it and then around the top cuff of the stocking. I'll just let you watch each one of these as I do it. I am having a little bit of difficulty with my video program here. It's not showing me what it needs to show me as I'm doing my voiceover. So if what I'm saying doesn't match up with the video itself, I'm sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. I think adding the stitching details to each of these ornaments just enhances them a bit. Now what I have are these little bitty snowflakes that I got from Hobby Lobby, and you can see the package right there. It was 50% off and I only used 6 of them. And I'm just going to glue those on each ornament with my 3-in-1 glue. And the piece from Bed Bath & Beyond, these snowflakes were brown, but I wanted to keep mine white. So I just use a dab of the glue and put a snowflake on each of the ornaments. I'm sorry, I'm just going to have to talk less because this just isn't adding up, and you know, I need to get this video going. But I'm using the same jute. I'm going to add those to each of the ornaments, and then I have was it 20 millimeter beads or 10 millimeter beads. And I'm just adding those to the top. So I use 2 white and 2 natural beads on each of the ornaments. Now I didn't use my glue on the ends of my cord for this, but I should have. So don't do like me, work smarter, not harder, and put some glue on the end of your cord. So there's the first bell ornament with all the beads on it. There's the second one, which is the tree. So you can get 30 of these ornaments with the cord from Amazon for $8.99. Now, they're not the exact ornaments that I used and not the exact ornaments that Bed Bath & Beyond used, but they're comparable. And then, you know, you can get the snowflakes from Hobby Lobby and then those beads in the previous DIYs. So here's all 6 of the ornaments, and I'm going to show you each of them. The bell, the ornament itself, the stocking, and then I can't figure out the light bulb or the bulb for the tree. The tree itself, and then here they are. So mine were $2.43 for 6 of them, and And Bed Bath & Beyond wanted $49.99 for 5. The next DIY is a sled with a little tree on it. Bed Bath & Beyond wanted $26.99 for that. I got my sled from the Dollar Tree a few years ago, and it was $1.25. And it is not painted, so I took the hanger off, and then I'm gonna paint it with some Apple Barrel, a white acrylic paint. Once I get that done, I'm going to take a fan brush, dip it in that paint, and go down my tree with it. Now, my tree is a darker tree than their tree, but that's okay. It works. But their tree did have this look to it. So I'm just duplicating that. And a fan brush works very well for this. And what I'm going to do is sand down my sled there. Theirs was sanded down also. And then I have that little piece that broke off. It was already cracked. So I just put it back on with some wood glue. It does fall off again later, but just pop it back on with some wood glue and it ends up staying. So this was a quick and easy DIY for sure. Just need a bottle brush tree, and of course that was $1.25 from Dollar Tree, and then the sled also from the Dollar Tree. And then all you have to do is put your hanger back on. And I just put a single knot at each end once I get it through the hole. And that's going to be the hanger. You can either hang this on the wall or you can use it as an ornament if you have a larger tree. Trim off the excess. It seems to be that my video is working now, and it's where it should be. So the rest of the video should go a little bit better. Now you could go ahead and, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Just take the bottom off of your Christmas tree or your tree. It's not a Christmas tree yet, but it will be. Just unscrew that because we don't want that. Those don't come natural out from the tree farms, do they? Now I realize that my tree is a little bit bigger than the one in the picture from Bed Bath & Beyond, but that's okay. We went out to the tree farm and we got us a bigger tree. It still works. Just fluffing it up a little bit and getting the glitter off my sled. And then I'm going to get some more jute and we're going to tie this baby on. So I'm going to put it through the sled around that middle rung there. And then we're just going to tie a bow. You don't want to tie it too tight because you don't want it, you know, cutting off, going way into your tree. And then I realized, you know, it's kind of flopping around there because we didn't tie it tight. So I needed to add some of that 3-in-1 glue. And I'm just going to add it to that middle rung. Now the piece that was in Bed Bath & Beyond, it was not trimmed down in the back. So I did not want to trim this one down because I wanted it to be more like the Bed Bath & Beyond piece. And it seemed to work. And you see that little piece fell off again. But we're going to add that back on. And it does stay on, so everything's good. So there's our sled with our tree on it. Now we can take it home and decorate it for Christmas. Not yet, though. It would be too early. Since we got it from a tree farm, we don't want it to dry out and die before Christmas, right? But there it is. Just see it from the side there. Just trying to move the jupe down just a little bit. So there's our tree and sled for about $2.57. And theirs was $26.99. So whose would you rather buy, mine or theirs? And it looks about the same. So for the next one, theirs is 2 for $34.99, but we're only going to make 1. So we have this wood slab slice. Not sure where I got it. However, you can get some from Amazon. And if you only, you get them in a package of several. And you only use one, it's about 67 cents. And then we'll use the 20mm beads that you would have had in the previous projects. And of course, the same jute from Hobby Lobby. So I'm just drilling a hole in the top and the bottom of this slice. And then we're going to get out some eye hooks or eye screws. Now the holes were just a little bit bigger than they should have been for these, so we're going to add a little bit of that 3-in-1 glue in there just to hold the eye hooks or the eye screws in. Now I'm going to take one of my stencils and my torch paste, and I just want the Merry Christmas on this. Now I did get this torch paste a couple years ago from Amazon. No, I did not get it from Amazon. I got it from the torch paste company itself. I think you can get some from Amazon. I'm not sure. But you just want a little bit of it. So I'm using a squeegee to apply it to my stencil. And then you want to take almost all of it off. And that way it'll leave just a little film of it on your round. And then whatever's left on your squeegee, you just put it back in your jar. You don't want to waste that stuff. There you can see it. It looks kind of orangey. Now you do want to be careful when you're doing this, and you do need one of these heat guns that's a little more than a craft heat gun. A craft heat gun does not get hot enough for this. And you see how I'm kind of jerking my gun back and forth? You know, don't do that. You'll see how to do it a little bit later. I mean, I do that right there, and it doesn't really do a whole lot, and it's taken a while. But then I realized, too, that, you know what? This is a plastic table, and I'm kind of warping it. And what I should have done was gotten out a silicone mat and put it underneath this as I was doing it. But instead, you'll see what I get. I get, this is actually a vacuum cleaner bag. I actually get that and use it under my wood piece as I'm doing this. But I probably should not have done that. I probably should have gotten out a silicone mat. And I'm still jerking the gun like that, and really, you don't want to do that. I mean, you can do it, but it doesn't do a whole lot. And I did leave this in real time so you could see how long it takes and for you not to get frustrated. It was taking a while, but then again, you know, I was doing it like this when I should have been doing it like this. So this is how you should do it. And as you can see, it's starting to turn brown. But you do have to be careful. I see it a little bit later, you know, I'm kind of heating up this this vacuum bag here, and it could have started a fire. So, you know, do as I say, not as I do. Get yourself a silicone mat, which I do have. I have 3 of them. I didn't even think to use it. But you can see right there, you know, the vacuum bag is turning brown. That's not a good thing. But you can see the Mary there is dark. Christmas is starting to get there. So this is how you should be doing it. But on a silicone mat. I cannot stress that enough. I was lucky I did not start a fire or melt my table. Now, I don't know what kind of wood this is, but it did do very well with the torch paste. Sometimes if you do bamboo, it will brown up your board and not just your words or your design. There it is. Merry Christmas. And it is warm, so be careful. Probably should have waited a little bit. But then I have this little stencil of a deer. I'm going to put it down at the bottom. And I'm just going to do like the top 3/4 of him. And I'm going to use some ink, black ink for that. Again, I'll get out my squeegee and do that. These are those, you know, screen stencils that are sticky on the back side. like the green one was. There he is. So there's my Merry Christmas and my deer. Now I'm getting my jute out. So we're going to put it through the eye hook at the top. Get a pretty good amount there. And then I'm going to use my 3-in-1 glue and put on the ends of it so that it's easier to thread the beads through. And I'm using 20mm beads for this project. And I'm doing a white one, a black one, and a natural one. You put 3 on top and 3 on the bottom, and put the black one on first, then the natural, and then the white. Then what I'll do is I'll tie a knot closest to the white bead, and then I'll tie a knot at the end of the jute and cut off the excess. We'll get another piece of jute and put it through the eye hook at the bottom of this wood slice. A good amount, cut it off, and then put the glue on the ends and add the beads. And again, I put a black bead, a natural bead, and a white bead in that order. And putting that glue on makes it so much easier to put the beads on. And then what I do is I separate the pieces of jute. And I'm going to take some more jute. I'm going to wrap it around my hand about 15 times. And we're going to make a tassel. So if you want your tassel fuller, you can do more than 15 times. If you want it not as full, you can do less. But I thought 15 was a pretty good amount. Now while you just take it off your hand, and then you take the ends of your where you've added your beads, and you put it through the loop, and then you just tie that in a double knot. You want to make sure that it's up against that white bead. Then you're going to cut the folded ends in half. Well, I mean, you just cut them. Then you're going to trim up the bottom just a little bit, and you can finish trimming it later. Take another piece of jute and I fold it in. I fold it so there's a loop, and then I want the loop down at the bottom. I hold that in place, and then I wrap the jute over the end that's facing up, and I wrap it 7 times. Now you don't have to wrap it 7 times. I would say do it at least 5. And you want the wraps beside each other. You don't want them on top of each other. And then you just take the end once you finish your wraps and you put it through the loop, and then you pull that top string, the one at the top, and it'll slide it all up underneath your wraps. And it'll keep it in place. And it looks nice. And then you just trim off that top part. Well, trim off the bottom, trim off that top part next to the wraps there, and then you can trim your bottom. And that's it for this one. You have your tassel, you got your beads, your Merry Christmas and your deer. How cute is that? So this is an ornament you can hang on your tree if you got a big tree, or you can hang it on the wall. So here's mine, $1.47 for one. So if you were to make 2, it would be about $3. And compared to theirs, which was $34.99 for 2. Now here's all the dupes right here. You have to let me know which one was your favorite. Again, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up, and if you want to subscribe, please feel free to do so, and I will see you in the next video.